Father, we come to you today with grateful hearts, so thankful for our many blessings. We ask for your guidance today as we seek to help the good people of Avoyelles Parish. Lord, we ask that you lift up all those affected by Hurricane Helene. Surround them with your protection and strength in this time of crisis. Provide comfort to those who have lost loved ones, homes, and hope. Father, we pray for peace in the troubled Middle East also. We ask that you continue to bless our elderly, our living veterans, and all the men and women of our armed services. All these things we ask in your name. Amen.
Amen.
Pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic which stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Good afternoon. A couple announcements before we get started. There's no home rule charter meeting this month. And the Planning Commission meeting will be held Wednesday, October 30th, 2024 at 5 p.m. at the Parish Maintenance Facility in Mansour. First up is be delegations, and we have Miss Karen Marquardt. Okay, you're up.
Okay. I came just to talk about my road. I live in Goodo on a little road, Leo Morrow Road, and it's had a lot of problems for a long time, but I brought some pictures. I sent these pictures in May. I'll just start down here. And this is what my road looks like and what I have to get through. None of the families involved have four-wheel drive, tractors, trucks. We all drive cars.
This is Leo Morrow.
That's Leo Morrow Road, yep. Okay, I got some gravel on that, and I knew that the gravel wasn't gonna work, and this is what it looked like in August.
It is a gravel road. It's a gravel road.
Well, it's partially paved and partially gravelled, but the gravel doesn't stay in this particular spot because it washes away. And there is no ditch on one side of the road. It's got a hill and someone farms that land. It has no ditch and no culvert.
Kevin, I thought you was down this week changing the culvert this week down there.
Huh?
I thought you was down there this week changing the culvert on,
No, Jeffrey got you wrong. We talked about that earlier this week. So, he'll be back Monday or Tuesday. That'll give him my help back. Culvert's ready to go, the utility locator's been done.
In that
This
low
is at
spot.
the beginning of September. And this is what it looks like without having rain for a week. So, I mean, Kevin knows what this road looks like. And I just keep waiting and asking, and I don't know what else to do.
That's all that matters.
Then we have another issue, a culvert, and supposedly the culvert's been collapsed for years between my house and my neighbor.
That's the culvert we talking about in the woods?
Yeah,
Yeah, that's the one we're changing now.
Oh, that's
That's the one we're changing, we're going back with a bigger culvert.
okay, okay. But I'm just wondering if you're gonna finally put that culvert in. Is there any possibility of putting a culvert by that field to drain that water up under the road rather than onto the road?
Well, man, we've talked with the farmer, met with the farmer, and he's had planted some grass, that didn't work. All that problem started when he cleared that old fence road. And when we have the big gully washers, my grader operators know to head there first to get the silt that comes out of that big field. And, do you remember that farmer's name?
Terry Basham.
Yeah, and, he was trying to plant some stuff back and get some vegetation growing up on that hill. It hadn't happened yet, nothing was growing.
Well, no, and it hasn't worked for 3 years.
Yeah,
But,
that's about how long we cleared the fence road.
yes,
That, that area that's flooded, looks like it holds water. Does it drain somewhere, or it can't
It all
drain?
goes to Bayou Rouge. But
It
that
can-
area catches a lot of water.
How far is that culvert from the area?
that culvert from the, where the
That-
silk comes across?
That bad spot, yeah.
Not that far.
But
When you're looking at a big hill, and then it comes down to the road, there's woods and pasture on the other side. There's no really way to put it in. The grader operator cuts some trenches, but they fill up really fast. And it's a piece about 100 feet long, 150 foot. But it does flood a lot. I mean, I went to their house one time with the track going, the water was almost up to the counterweight to go check on them.
Cool.
Yeah, and I've gotten out of my house in a canoe.
Yeah.
Yeah, but this is a different part of the road. It isn't usually underwater when we have a bad flood, but it's just the dirt and the mud and the water coming out of a field. And that is the only part of the road that does not have a ditch and does not have a culvert from the higher part of the land to the lower part of the land.
Kevin, when you go down to that culvert, you got a ditch right there?
We can call Mr. Badron again and see if we can't get something planted there to stop the erosion.
But also, Kevin, on the roadside ditch, when you go clean that culvert out there, clean that ditch out right there also?
There's no ditch, it's just a flat area, there's no place really. to
Or
put
elevate the
it.
road?
So that's what I'm
elevate the road
saying,
there
there's
also.
no place to drain
No
it.
really
The only
place,
thing is
yeah,
putting
there's-
rock in there.
It never was a problem until they cleared that fence road.
This is what it
3
looks
years
like.
I was in there
That's
Monday.
this field going down into
Oh, you
the
just
road.
put some rock in there.
You've done wrong.
Then we can put something on
It
the
doesn't
slope,
last.
We got a lot of roads
maybe
like
on the
this.
slope. That's what he's talking about, build a levee
I can
rock.
show you a bunch of
I'm
mine.
kind of confused because when I put a house out there 20-something years ago, I had to have a ditch and I had to have a culvert. When did the rules change?
They didn't, ma'am, but where you're at, you have a ditch that goes to the bridge. From your house, that water goes to the bridge. Where that's at up there is where that old home place with the big live oaks and all that, there's really no ditches there, cause the ground is so high on one side of the road, and it just catches water from that hill, and just she flows across the road. Yeah, it goes to the other side. Now, we'll be down there when we finish, with Bay Rouge. We got another old ditch we're cleaning out in a way that's gonna help right before you get to that area. Jacob and I were down there Monday.
You got a timeline when you might be knowing when you get to that culvert or not?
As soon as Jeffrey gets back, the culvert's waiting to go and the filthy located in the,
Are you already some ditching down there? We'll go down there by Mr. Thad's house.
we're gonna do that.
Yeah.
Okay. And then I'm just gonna ask, the next time we put gravel down, I don't think this is gravel. I mean, I hate to put my car on this.
After the oversized gravel.
So, this was the second load, so, okay.
Thank you. All right. All right, let's get started with committee reports. First up, we have financial report, Secretary Treasurer.
Yes, sir. Ms. Flora is out. She had surgery, so we're not able to put it up on the screen. But I do have a copy in everyone's packet. And I'll be happy to make a copy for anyone in the audience that wants one as well. So for the month of August, we received $421,997.60 of sales tax. Of that money, $105,499.40, which is equivalent to 25%, went to our road and bridge account. $316,498.28, which is equivalent to 75%, went to our solid waste account. We are 75% into our budget cycle with about 25% left. Overall, if you look at the revenue page, the general fund has exceeded its revenue with what was budgeted. Drainage, health unit, and library also. General fund, 93% of its revenue is consumed by expense. The same goes for road and bridge. Solid waste, 79% of their revenue is consumed by expense. Drainage, 59%. Health unit is 35%. Library is deficit right now, $75,000. So about 7% they have consumed in expense. Permit office is also deficit $19,000. So 110% of their revenue is consumed currently by their expense. And on the next sheet is a list of their expense. The top bar is actual and the bottom is budgeted. And then the last page is our cash balances. You wanna turn to that page, we'll go over it real quickly. General fund has a cash balance of $130,000. Road and Bridge has $3,829,000. Solid Waste has $7,258,000. Drainage has $878,000. Health Unit has $5,128,000. Library has $1,968,000. Road District 2 is less now, $1,053,000. Tourist Commission is $442. Permit Office is $352. Section 8, which is a federal program, and it depends on the timing when you pull the report, that amount fluctuates, but as of close, we have $5,700. HUD Admin Fund, which is what pays their salaries, is $129,000. Gaming Mitigation Fund has remained the same. We have not received any more money. And the last three are solid waste CDs for $1,079,274. One tourism CD for $23,390, and a second one for $16,273. I also found out that we are responsible for $69,000 of the juvenile housing charge that we received from Jackson Parish. So I have been in touch with the warden there, and we will begin making installment payments to clear that debt.
How much?
$69,000. And if anybody has any questions, I'll be happy
I
to
thought
answer.
we weren't gonna have to pay this.
It was
It's
a lot.
outside the
Yeah,
municipality.
it was a lot more, but this actual number is vetted. I've checked into it, and it's accurate. So,
It's 3 juveniles.
yeah,
And then there's one is that juvenile still in or he's out
he's adjudicated,
adjudicated?
so we're good.
Just a plan, just a note for the jury, when we come up for budgets, we're gonna have to make a section, add in the general fund for these kind of charges,
Yeah.
of which we don't know how much they'll be in 2025. It's, all depends on the courts, depends on the defense, how long they drag it on before they adjudicate it. So, we'll have to be prepared to have a section in our general fund for those charges for next year.
That one person, the attorney kept getting continuances from the judge, and that's why the bill ran up that much. And we end up having to pay the $69,000. The other two that they had charged us for went to two of the municipalities. That's why the bill's not $110,000.
Yeah, 120.
This is something y'all have to pay until adjudication?
Right. The
Yeah,
federal,
It's a,
Jackson holds them, so we have to pay.
yeah, federal government changed the law, and you can't have anyone 17 or under held in an adult prison. So we have to put them in a juvenile facility.
All right.
Y'all have an installment plan, how much y'all do?
$15,000,
I'm sorry,
$15,000
a month?
for this month, not every month.
Not every month.
Until I can see, I asked Darlene not to pay it until I can run a report to see where we are, but it definitely won't be every month. There's no way we can. But we will work and do our best to clear it as soon as possible.
All right. Okay, next up, Joseph, Mr. Joseph.
Good afternoon. A couple of things. We dodged the bullet on Hurricane Francine. We did get a declaration, and we picked up several items: tarps, water, sandbags from Camp Beauregard. We'll continue to store this at our warehouse. I went and set up the EOC that morning about 7:30, stayed till about 4:30 that afternoon, and that's when I saw it was no danger for us and was shut it down. I'm not sure if everybody's aware of the courthouse security breach that we had. A guy walked in with something on his head and a Nerf gun, walked into the clerk of court. The deputy that was down there had left for a second, and he's no longer employed with the sheriff's office. When I requested a evacuation over the intercom, several people did not hear it. I'm asking to possibly look at maybe doing, Miss Connie had paid for all the speakers that was in here, possibly doing something that everybody in the offices will hear, so we have everybody will be notified in case we have to do evacuation, or we have to do a shelter in place, everybody stay in. We have a list of codes that Miss Jamie did several years ago. Everybody has a copy of it, so to add more speakers throughout the courthouse, and we have a couple of places that cameras are not available either, so possibly doing some cameras. I'm asking, if it's okay to go ahead and get prices on doing this, and I'll present it at another meeting, and we can go from there. The hazardous mitigation plan expires in 2025. That includes all the police jury, all municipalities, and tribal. The possible dates for a kickoff meeting will be October the 28th or November the 1st. I got an email today from Chris Ripto, so we'll start with that. This is a grant that I acquired to pay for this through GOSEP. So GOSEP will be paying to redo the hazardous mitigation plan. Working on the two grants, the SHISP and the EMPG grants. I think we just got them in yesterday. So working on that. Region 6 Directors Meeting, every couple of years I host one. We'll be having it on November the 14th at the 911 Center at 10 a.m. if anybody would like to join us. And then last thing is Mr. Rubert Ward buyout is moving forward. Should be coming pretty soon. So, hopefully. I got an email from Kim right before I got here.
Okay.
So, any questions, comments?
Yeah, is there anything in the Caribbean coming?
No, not over here. We have one in the
Supposed to be in the
Gulf.
Gulf?
In the Gulf, there's a 30% chance of it developing, according to Jay Grimes, the economist or cosmo, whatever he is for the state.
Cosmetologist.
He's not a cosmetologist. But anyway, he said, he says in the email I got from him earlier, he said that there's very little chance that it will have any effect on us.
That's good.
So that's good. So hopefully we out of hurricane season and go from there. Anybody else? Thank y'all.
Joey, everything went all right with that tent?
Yes, sir. Everything was good. No problems at all. They cleaned up. And,
Oh, I know.
Yeah, everything is very well. You have them all like that, it'll be okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you, Joe.
Thank you.
Next up, Mr. Calvin, Road and Bridges and Drainage.
Hello, everyone. Back on the hurricane that we thought was coming our way and didn't. We purchased 75 yards of sand to distribute out. All of y'all are getting a work update, and you'll see the locations that Joey approved and that we shipped sand to, or like Marksville and Moorville came and got their own sand. We purchased 75 additional yards. I had about 50 yards on the ground. We used around 50 yards between all the locations. I don't have a count on the sandbags that were put out, but there was several hundred went out of Mansura, at least. We have SRD Wood has been at our yard since Monday, chipping up all the green waste again. He's gonna finish up tomorrow, and we were able to keep this pile clean, so he's able to haul it off. We won't have to have that sitting on our yard anymore. So he's gonna be able to get rid of that, this pile here. But we on tires, we ship tires out, and then we had some tires that had been brought to the jury years and years ago. Really big tires. We don't take those tires anymore. So we started, now that we got our tire piles down, getting rid of them. So we did haul some of those to Colt, along with some some rim tires that we can't bring to our other spot, to make a full load, but, we got rid of all those tires. I thought it was gonna be around a $4,000 bill, so it looks like it's gonna be about 2,400. It was less, they charged us less than what they actually had on their sheets. Last month, we had a meeting that I attended, myself and Sheriff Dozal in Pineville, with Secretary Aurelia, with over the DEQ, and it was on tires. Never realized 4 million tires a year come into Louisiana, either on new cars or people purchasing them from individual tire places. So we went through some different scenarios. We were there, Evangeline Parish was there, Sabine Parish was there, Town of Ball, and a few other places. But we went through a few other scenarios, and I kind of come up with a few suggestions of maybe ways that the parish governments can get a little money back for getting rid of these tires. So she's looking into that, and some other things that other people brought up. But it's a problem throughout the state. Every police bureau association gets tires in that they have to get rid of, and have no way of recouping that loss. And then every municipality also has the same thing, is us picking them up off the side of the road and trying to get rid of them. We're lucky that there is places that take them, and they take them for nothing, but you still have to get them to those places. Anyway, it was a very good meeting. It lasted about 4 or 5 hours. So, we hauled a lot of white goods last month. We got a check in. Jamie, I don't know if you got it yet from my office. It just came in around right at $9,300.
Nothing yet.
Just came in yesterday. So we did really good on that. So there's a chainsaw class coming up with we call it LATAP, Louisiana Technical Assistance Program. They tried to do this about 4 years ago, and it was canceled because of COVID. It's a chainsaw safety class, and they run through just different scenarios and everything else. And I wanted to send at least 3 of my guys, and probably Brian. I'll stay back and run everything for Kenneth and Tim. And we have Mark, and we're gonna look and see if we might have one other guy, But we cut trees in a lot of dangerous situations.
Yeah.
And it was evident the other day, a $1,300 chainsaw is gonna be a $300-something bill to fix it, And when I wasn't there when it happened, when they told me what happened at our safety meeting, we ran through the whole scenario, and it definitely could have been avoided, But luckily nobody was hurt, but our chainsaw got beat up real bad.
It happens.
Yeah, it happens, but we don't want that to happen very often. So the class is going to be in Oberlin. Joey knows about it. Huh?
That's a really good class, I think.
Yeah, that's what I hear. Joey talked about it. So we'll see how many people want to go. It's $25 a head. So with y'all permission, we'll go ahead and sign up for that. Let's see. Other than that, we still have a lot of trees falling. We had over 40 tree calls just last month, and we had really no bad weather. We're cutting on Bayou Rouge right now, daylighting that road, and a lot of those bitter pecans and hackberries, you just touch them with the machine and they break off. They're just brittle. So the cane company came out there this morning and thanked us. He said, "Man, I've never seen this." I'm not going to say what parish he lives in and does everything, but he said, "They don't do that." He said, this is Lasuka Sugarcane Mill. He said, "Please pass our thanks on to the jury, because they have a lot of cane down that road."
All of it.
Yeah, and they passed one of the cutters yesterday on the low boy, and he had to be 16 foot high.
Cool.
Because he had his conveyor up. I guess he was just moving from one field to the other. But we're daylighting everything 20 foot and over. So got about 1.5 miles of it done. We'll finish it up next week. We're up to Stubblefield Bridge. On bridges, we're still getting ready for our January reviews with DOTD. And you'll see on your reports we did a lot of grass cutting again around more bridges, a lot of spraying. Tim's been putting a lot of deck boards in. We have some more, bridge timbers and bridge piles ordered, which is gonna finish out our budget on bridge, materials. Any questions from anybody?
Kevin, I've been watching Mansura, boy, they cleaning the canal out, huh?
Yes, I went and took some pictures, last week, sent them to Pan American, and asked Pan American to do a PR and send it to the paper on, behalf of LWI and the parish and Mansura. So they should be sending that to the Journal here shortly.
And that's all the banks gonna be concreted?
Not all of it. Not all of it. From, just upstream from Curls, it'll be concreted for their ways. Red, you know more about it? I know they started somewhere around the old bridge that was taken out, where 114 hits 115, or 107 hits 114.
Yeah, from the downstream end, where it meets the city limits, to the upstream end of the city limits, somewhere in there, it's gonna all be parts
Yeah,
of it.
yeah, through,
Except
through
for
town.
the railroad right away and the DOT right away.
Yeah. Yeah, but all the rest of that, that's just sloping that they're doing on it, yeah. It's a little more extensive project than we did back in 2015, because they've taken out both sides.
Taking out all the
of
big trees
everything.
and all,
Yeah,
big trees.
yeah. When we cleaned it in 2015, we took out one side and sprayed everything. I guess they're spraying too. The spraying is the critical part. But, it's come out really nice.
You saw that Long Reach, what it did?
Yeah.
Kevin, how about the Armor Road Bridge, that tree that's growing against it?
Who?
Just look at Armor Road Bridge in DuPont.
Oh, I didn't go down there and look at it yet.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they said the tree is growing against the bridge.
Yeah. I'll have to go back down there and walk it, because I drove across it and didn't notice anything that was wrong.
Yeah.
But, I'm gonna write that down, because I'll go down there first part next week when I'm back in that area. Could have done that Monday, and
Yeah, we the bridge
forget
was
so
reminded
many,
about it.
forget so many calls, we forget about some of them. Anybody else? Good? All right. We did the cleanup in Cottonport for the fire station, all that. Got all that's done. Mayor was very happy.
Okay, thanks.
Oh, Kevin, the kiosk at Old River.
Yeah, we're gonna put the parking lot in next week. Yeah, again, Jeffrey's out with pneumonia, so that cuts us out a big operator, but I talked to Wilbert about it yesterday.
Okay.
And, first understood they wanted to put the kiosk and then was gonna build the parking lot. So that's why I just kinda let it sit till he poured his concrete. And he said, no, he wants to go ahead and have the parking lot done, then he's gonna go put the kiosk. So, okay, well, I gotta rearrange my work schedule. Yeah, so, that should be done middle of next week.
Kevin,
That's for the tourist commission.
Just another question for you. This lady, you know what I'm talking about, always talking about the grass.
Oh,
I
yeah.
tried to explain it to her, I tried to explain it to her. So I don't know, maybe, you and the president go by there and try to talk to her. I have.
That same one?
Yes, I mean, she have called me.
The problem is the tribe owns the land over in the Johnson grass is grown up. So, and I explained that to her already. I went and sat on the porch and talked to her.
Mhm.
We've all sat on her porch, and next year, we'll probably all sit on her porch again.
Yeah.
And the year out, she's a
She
very
just-
nice lady.
she's-
but
Yeah, she just don't
I'm sorry, she
understand.
forgets when we go this time, and I keep telling
We
her.
need to find out whoever's cutting that field for hay.
Mhm.
I mean, they could take the hay cutter and they could knock that out.
Yeah.
I've talked to the tribe twice about it, but I'll call them again.
But it's just Johnson grass.
Yeah.
And it's
Yeah.
tall and.
Right.
Yeah.
So,
She wants to be able to see the sail barn.
yeah.
Yeah, 'cause she called me
She,
today, called me again today.
she got your number instead of mine. Red, you wanna jump in here on anything?
Yes, sir, just a couple of things.
Okay.
I think we just recently got notice from the Treasury Department about the funds from Act 776, and they want to consider some agenda items for next meeting to allow you to sign those things and continue with the paperwork processing on it. The other thing is capital outlay requests are due on or before November 1st, 2024, and that's for the 25-26 cycle.
November 1st,
Pardon me?
November 1st,
I'm sorry, November 1st. What did I say?
21st.
Okay, I'm sorry, November 1st, 2024. So as the 25-26 cycle, if you have any new requests, we need to kind of put something together and get them in. If you have any existing requests that you won't have spent by June 30th, 2025, you have to have them re-upped and reauthorized.
Roll them over.
Yes. So just, that's coming up, that's less than a month away.
Yeah. I should, y'all start putting your thinking caps on, I guess, for that. All right. Next up, Miss April, permits.
For September, we had a total of 155 permits. 61 were rentals, 26 were purchase permits, 30 were electrical, 11 new constructions, 6 contract renewals, 4 generators, 5 solar panels, 9 mobile homes, and 3 swimming pools. And we did have 3 new construction violations that were called in. We were able to figure out who they were, where they were. 3 camps that were built. They did come in to start the process to be in compliance, and we're just figuring out now about the violation fee and all that.
Okay.
But we got them in.
What's the violation fee gonna be?
Well, it starts off $100
They have to
from.
deconstruct, they've already constructed? They
They're
have
up.
to deconstruct?
No,
They just have to pay for
So
the
you just
fine.
let the fine, just take the
no,
fine
they
and
have to
it?
pay the fine and then get the permit like they would have done it the right way the first time. So they still have to pay for any inspections, our local fee.
And the
it's-
code violations, what happens with that?
What do you mean?
I mean,
If you're
you
down
at the
compliance.
proper level, height of.
They'd have to
anything.
pick it up.
Oh, they didn't.
Yeah, anything with, and they are in a flood zone. Anything
They are in a
with,
flood zone? Okay, so that's what I'm asking, if they have not abided by code.
Yeah, they would have
to
to-
also make it right.
yes, they
also.
would have to pick it
And
up.
you had 3 instances of that?
Oh, my God.
Well, they're 3
I
together.
bet that was fun, huh?
April, is that the ones on Muscle Lake Road?
It is, yes.
All righty, thank you, ma'am.
Trista's not here.
Trista's not here for HUD,
Not here.
and Neely's not here also for the library.
Get some information in.
All right. Litter abatement, I guess, we can chime in here. Alan, you wanna? We met the other day, personnel committee.
Personnel committee met on Monday morning, and we interviewed 3 different people that applied for the litter abatement officer, and we did make a selection for that. I will say that the selection was unanimous of the 4 members of the personnel committee. We will make the announcement on Tuesday of who it is and introduce them to the entire jury.
Okay. All right,
Question.
all right.
Whoever y'all hire, will they go to work Wednesday or when?
No, we're looking at
We'll be looking at a little bit of time because that person requested some extra time to give his employer 2 weeks' notice and so on. And we have some more research
Just
stuff
asking,
we have to do.
We found a dump site today in District 8, and you didn't know whether to call Wildlife and Fisheries or just wait. I'll call Wildlife and Fisheries.
Call Wildlife and Fisheries.
Oh, on the abatement officer, who are the commissioners through? The sheriff's office or the,
no, us,
the parish?
us.
Us.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Allen and personnel, could we possibly, or you guys work on a new structure as far as from the top down and who reports to who?
We did that.
Yo, did it already? Okay, good. I'll get a
Jamie.
copy from Jamie.
Yeah.
Okay, so who's the litter abatement officer? Who is he or
He's gonna be
she
up to the
Jamie?
side of, permit office, because he's gonna be, but, you know, he answers, we discussed it today, basically gonna answer to us. But the complaints, I think, are gonna go through the permit office, is what we had said, so,
Gotcha.
So litter complaints will go through the permit on?
yes.
Job security agent.
Yeah, because, yeah. All right.
And who's the direct supervisor gonna be of the litter abatement officer? Jamie?
Yep.
Jamie?
Yep.
I just wanna know.
Any other questions? Yeah, we,
I'm gonna pass it down.
If you wanna see it, that's
you
fine.
pass it around and let everybody look at
You
it.
wanna see it?
Okay, we can move on to,
Colored copy.
the business end. Go to letter A is, we're gonna be reappointing Buddy Garrow and AJ Roy III to the Airport Authority Board. Y'all may leave if you wanna go. B, Alan, you wanna take that? Alan, you, B, letter B.
Yeah, we were discussing, on new hires that we would not be covering new hires dependents with insurance, that they can carry the insurance, but the employee would have to pay for the insurance on anyone that was hired. Insurance costs have gone up so much that we have to look at saving something somewhere.
And we had talked about that. And I threw this out there the other day in the interviews. That was one of the things we threw out at them, how they felt about it, and they were all,
How did that go with the
they
new
were all
benefit?
fine with it. They understood it. So, but no bad thing there. So, all right.
Now, will your current employees maintain, if they have a dependent on it, they will maintain their, it's just for you all? Thank you.
Their grandfather. All right. Letter C, Travis Sam, Lake Pearl Road, which I got some phone calls yesterday, brother.
I bet you did.
And y'all gonna, and I redirected them, so.
Oh, redirecting to Sam, right? That's
No,
his-
you,
Oh, it's
'Cause every
75%
one of
Sam's
them was-
road, only a quarter mile.
every one of them
That's
was
how we
from,
gonna split
every one of them
it.
was from Hesmer.
Your road is where all the complaints come from.
What are we talking about doing here, so?
So, I sent, Jamie, did you print that
It's in
out?
here.
Yeah,
It
I
is-
saw it.
It is printed in there. Okay. Yes.
We're gonna give it to Darrell. Darrell wants to close the road. He and Rock Bartolo have bought the property, and he wants to close the road
I got it.
or turn it back into a private road from a public road, mostly because of the kids that ride it. He wants to just stop the traffic on it.
Mr. Bordelon right here could probably attest to that. You know what I'm talking about. I did it when I was a young kid. Sorry, but
We all
they
did.
come back on me now. I sure don't do it now. But just to say, and I mean, the police jury, I'm sure at times go down there, but it's pretty bad.
But it's good for us. We don't have to maintain it.
Exactly. Actually, I was in a conversation with a guy before I got elected, and I'm not going to say his name because he might be in here, but there's a lot of roads that we could look at in the parish that do not have to be maintained, and we take the liability of them. This is one road right here that really does not get traveled. They tear up. I don't see it as a bad thing. I don't. Kevin, you know what I'm talking about. It's bad. I mean, they tear it up from each ditch to the middle. It's a mud hole. It's all it is.
Would it affect any residents down there, or?
No, sir, not in
There's
this
some
section,
camps.
no.
But
The
according,
only thing we don't, excuse me, the only thing we don't have is gonna be well, it may, by, Ben Turner, by the bridge.
It's right past Ben Turner, right when it turns left.
We just gotta make sure we have a good turnaround on each end. We have the old land in there. I don't know if that would suffice or not.
Right.
The other end, at the bottom of the hill, you got a big old turnaround.
Right.
He lives on the proposed site, Kevin? Turner, he lives on the,
He lives on the other side.
Yeah,
If
we
you,
thought there was a bumpy end.
Yeah.
Kevin,
you see where the Lake Pearl Road turns left?
There's gonna be,
Jacob?
there's gonna be some concern with this. Just wanna make
Maybe.
sure.
And the concern from where? From not landowners on that section, right?
I'm just saying, the guy that called me yesterday, he said there were several, and I told him the process with the meeting and everything, and I said, you need to talk to you, you're his police juror, and if they come to the public hearing, and that's the way we do it.
Who was that?
Steve Turner.
hey, Kevin, what about the guy that wanted to build
Yeah,
a parking
Steve
lot?
Turner.
Is he still,
He owns land there.
but he can do that.
Yeah, he'll have to have a key to gates. I mean, he owns property there on the side of the road. I
Well,
don't know, maybe he'll come to me and say something different.
And I
don't
did
know.
request, the one who was requested it was Darrell Desautel and them requesting about the road being closed. Then I also said, get signatures from the landowners, because I remember talking with Mr. Allen, he did that on a road, and, you know, Mr. Allen said, it just makes it a whole lot cleaner where you don't have people coming and fussing or whatever.
He said he
it was.
would.
So Darryl said he would do that.
And I told him about the guy that wanted to build the parking lot, and he's supposed to be talking to him too. So I don't think we're gonna have to deal with that.
Well, we'll put it to a vote and go through the procedure, public
Well-
hearing and everything else.
So
Look,
it's
there's another one in
introduce it
Bucky that we're talking about
Tuesday,
doing right
then a
now.
public meeting, then vote on it
Right.
after, right?
Right.
It'll be, public meeting will be in November, and you vote on it after, at the regular meeting.
Got you. Cool.
Okay. All right, letter D, fiscal agent, and we need to have a good discussion about this tonight, because a motion was made, and then we tabled it, and we had a finance committee meeting the other day. Travis, you wanna elaborate on what we talked about, or Alan? I don't wanna steal your thunder.
Oh, we did. We met up the other day, had our finance committee meeting, that it was to be tabled back to the finance committee. That was, I believe, the motion, right?
Right, and that's
Correct
what-
me.
right.
And, it was on a vote, that was unanimous amongst the group, that, would keep the request as it was for the two banks, in Avoyelles. And I think we received proposals from those two, and they have not been opened. I think, well, today's what, the 2nd or the 3rd, it was due on September 30th. So that's what was discussed in the finance committee.
And the reason being, I mean, we went that way because it was kinda late. And I remember
I'm gonna defer to the finance committee.
Right.
Whatever they wanna do
Well,
is fine with me.
I made that statement, you said when you made the motion that you were fine either way, so that's what we.
But you gotta respect Mr. Sam, and what he
Right.
got calls, and he brought it up, and then it goes back to
But we're
the
gonna go
committee.
back.
I mean, that's the
good.
way it should go.
Now, you wanna say anything?
About what?
Oh, me?
Yeah.
Yeah, I wanted to say that I would like to have the finance committee look at it carefully and not rush to make any decisions, because there's some issues with a few things. One bank in particular cannot provide to us what we have now. The other that can is gonna charge more than we're paying.
So you've opened the bids?
They told me.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, I think that we
But-
should keep that to the finance,
Yes.
but I
But
understand.
we probably need,
So
And
not
it might,
rushing.
so what you're saying is it might take us some time and in a couple
Yes.
of meetings in order to make this decision.
Yes,
And
that's
then
what I'm
are we
saying.
we will bring our recommendation to the police jury for November's meeting?
Yep.
For everybody to vote
And probably
on?
not do anything until new fiscal year.
I got you.
Yeah.
Cool.
I think that'd be
Probably
wise.
December, yeah, maybe honestly December. January.
Well,
Now, with the finance committee, that's a wonderful idea, because you open them and you look at it, and then they
Right.
bang for the buck.
You're
and
not
all
in the
that.
meeting, so you
If
can,
the finance committee determines that kudos wanting to go local, I understood that, but if neither one of those can meet what you have now, and it's gonna cost you money where it wasn't before, then can the finance committee come back and say, we made a motion to look at these two banks, however, they're not gonna be able to meet our needs in a sense of now, and it would cost more, then can it be changed?
Yeah, our recommendation could be not to accept either
Either
bid
one.
and stay
Either
as
one.
we
Such
are.
as-
Or stay the way we
Status
are.
quo.
yeah, because
Yes,
you
ma'am.
reserve the right on the bid. The police jury reserves their right.
the problem
to-
we ran into, we made a motion that it was two banks, local banks that we determined were local, and it was a motion made to table it because,
And then Mr. Sam put his
well,
nose in
I mean,
there.
well,
So what we do?
but that's what,
That's correct.
that's correct, that's what we do. Okay, all right, any more on the fiscal agent? All right, letter E, Sam?
We had a young man that resigned from the Justice of the Peace because it was gonna conflict with a job he had, and I've gotten together with Chris Lemoyne, and we're gonna recommend Tom Nicholson for the position. And what we do have to have an election, a special election, or I thought we could have done it on the presidential election, but it's not quick enough.
Too late, yeah, too
We gotta
late.
do it in March.
Did it get through or
It's a constable. But the JP is the one that recommended it,
What is Ward nine?
Cottonport.
Okay. But he's gonna fill it right now until the
He's
special
gonna fill
election.
it now.
Okay,
Well, he said he would. I'm assuming that he did all the paperwork he has to do.
okay, all right. Good enough.
Mr. President,
Yes, sir.
just talking about constables and also JPs, after the letter abatement guy comes on trying to help with, abatement and the different things, who's over is there anyone over or someone with the police jury that works with the JPs and constables? I know we pay them, but does somebody work with them? And I'm getting at this to try to maybe get these people together, like in November, December. It doesn't have to be right now, but
I
to
got,
kind of, hey, guys, this is what we're trying to do. Here's the ordinances, here's the letter, and trying to get people behind us, like Mr. Jimmy is, and, he's very
Chris
involved.
Moyne's over the local.
Of this
Association.
region. Chris.
All I know is the Attorney General's office trains them. I think the Secretary of State registers them, and apart from that, I don't know who's over.
Chris is over.
Well, Ernest is liaison between them. I was when I was on the litter court. And
It's Ernest,
I was
it's
the
Ernest
one-
that is? Okay.
Yeah, but I was the one that called Chris Moyne and got told no, they didn't want to do it, so.
Didn't want to do what?
They didn't want to fool with the litter court at all.
Well, I
So-
think that's our call.
Well, I think
What about their
that's
money
what
that
we
they
need
get
to
paid?
decide, but let's get our abatement officer going
People
and
want
get it
free
going. I
checks.
think we
That's all they
got a little more to play with,
Yeah.
okay? But, that's a touchy situation. All right,
touchy over there.
all right, F is, we approving a plat for Jamie Johnson. She showed me what it was right now. All right, purchase safety jackets for maintenance crew, Kevin?
Yeah. Back in, maybe, I think it was 2020. Yeah, we bought these safety jackets for all our employees. I mean, it was a safety award. This is mine. Y'all can see the emblem on it. They're reflective, they're very warm, and they're waterproof. Okay? We have a lot of our employees, $10 employees, they're working in the wintertime or just a little wool sweater or something like that. But it was a good show of appreciation. It was a very good safety feature. Back when we had hurricanes and stuff that was running through, there was a lot of pictures, and we had some pictures in the paper. And you could see these jackets really good at 1 o'clock in the morning, working around these crews. So what I was trying to do was do it again this year. We've had a very good year, a very strong work year. Crews have been working together really good. So it's got prices again. It's going to run about $1,700. Okay. Talked with Jamie, talked with Mr. Clyde, split the cost between solid waste and road and bridge. And with y'all permission, at the meeting we'll move forward with it.
Yeah, you got a few quotes on that too, on doing the jackets
Yeah,
and all that in the world.
yeah. Actually, our company that we buy all of our safety gear from is cheaper than the local guys. Yeah. So,
And
Big buying bulk.
same company we bought it from in 2020.
So
Actually.
1,700 is the jackets and embroidery?
Yeah, that's total.
How many
Shipping,
jackets,
handling,
Kevin?
everything.
How many jackets?
About 40. Yeah. Yeah.
And
About 40.
that'll be given at Christmas.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
the stickering on the trucks that we talked
We
about.
got all
is
that done. Everything should have a sticker now. We got the numbers being made for everything that doesn't have numbers already.
What about the lighting on the trucks? I wanted to ask that to you per DOTD traffic rules, and I'm not up on all of them, but I know that Clico, Water, they have lights.
Yeah.
And I've passed by some of the police jury vehicles, nothing.
Yeah.
And
We
I'm
have-
asking you, I'm sure you'd be required.
Yeah, we try to keep the good DOT, it's not DOTD, DOT lights on all of our trucks that work in traffic a lot.
Wait.
Okay, like mine, Kenneth, Tim's, Keats, the grab truck, You know, we got a new one coming for the low boy. It went out. It was one of them old strobe lights. You know. We don't go to extra $500 like I had with Progressive with all the little blinking lights on all four corners and everything. And we do our caution light on top. You know. We can change that from yellow to white ever we do it. You know, sometimes the white shines better during the day, believe it or not. But you can change that in the cab of the truck. Those lights run around $350 a piece. But yeah, we try to have them on everything. The graders have them, but they're flipped down because they keep getting hit with the branches, so we run the caution lights on it. But yeah, I got a call today. We was tractor bush hogging on the log road, and he said, "Hey, guy doing a great job. Thank God he's in a cab." He said, "Because all you see is a cloud of dust, and when I got on the side of him, I could actually see the tractor running through the weeds, you know." He said, "You might want to ask him to put his flashers on." So I called him. He said, "They on."
They on, yeah.
He said, "They're on." He said, "The dust is just that bad." He said, "But I'm going slow." He says, "A lot of traffic down there today." So, yes, but you're correct. We're trying to make sure all that happens right.
Thanks, man.
All right, letter H, Allen.
Personnel committee met on the, some of the changes we need to make in the personnel handbook and dealing with our different types of leave. And we actually are changing for the better on the sick leave, but we do need to start following the original policies on the comp time and annual leave, because we have let and allowed people to gain way more hours in some cases than what's allowed by our rules. So we're going to try to start putting that into effect and not allow people to accumulate so many hours that we can't afford to pay them if they quit. And we did increase the sick leave on this a little bit, because people weren't getting hardly any sick leave per year. It was only 5 days. So we increased that to 8 days, which is the same as the school board gives to all their employees.
So that's, we're talking about annual being 240 max, comp 160 max?
Right.
And then sick leave cumulative with no max.
Sick leave, there's no maximum on accumulation, and it can be used to, under this new rules, it can be used to add on to their retirement if they don't use the sick leave.
Okay.
I think that's about.
They don't get paid for sick leave.
240, 160.
No.
Where are we at, Jim? We changed it. I changed it about 5 years ago.
But they did, but they never enforced it because there was supposed to be one particular juror who was over personnel who did not win re-election. He was supposed to create a furlough in a bank system to bank all the excess, and he did not win re-election. So
I had 2 employees that we've been working with, whittling down, and I know both of them have come down considerably in the last 5 years, but they still gain every year too. And so we'll look at those hard. I think I've only got 2.
that's all.
Okay.
There's not very many.
I guess once we do this, we might need to meet with personnel and go over it with, go to the
We'll
bar
go
and meet
over the
with
whole
your
thing
people
with-
and
with-
explain to everybody, so everybody knows, okay? And I don't know if I was on y'all's agenda, but it's on
It's
mine.
not.
It's to authorize me to sign cooperative endeavor agreements with the Treasury.
That's
Right.
for Ed Carroll, Furman
That's those
Road,
4 roads that we get
in
in.
the new complex.
Okay.
So that'll go out to bid soon?
No.
No,
just
that's
in the
just a-
initial
They
process.
kinda, you wanna explain it to them? Is it they doing it a
So
little
they're
bit
doing it
different?
a little different this year. Treasury, and normally we just do capital outlay, but with Treasury, they're requiring some more paperwork. So we're just in the beginning phases of doing the cooperative endeavor agreements. And once we get that signed, we have to send it to them, and they have to send us back a signed copy, and then they'll give us the go-ahead, the green light to start. So it's just a matter of waiting for them to say, yes, you know, it's ready to go.
And then there'll be some quarterly reports.
Yeah.
That'll have to be signed.
Yeah, but that's,
That's once we start, right?
yeah.
Yeah, yeah, okay.
So.
All right, any other items if you come for this body?
That our website, Who takes care of that?
Computers 911.
And they must not be doing their job.
Probably.
What's the matter?
Huh?
Needs updating, in other words?
But there's
That's,
nothing.
I mean, I send them emails. I mean, I have emails. I don't know why they aren't updating.
No,
and
there's some
keeping it.
people that went to the planning commission last week. They looked for it on there, it was gonna be canceled, but they went anyway, cause they couldn't find
Wait.
out if it was canceled or not.
Wait, planning commission,
Yeah, the announcement of the meeting being called
that's
off?
on Facebook. That's never on,
Not on our,
No, that's on
That's on
social
Facebook.
media.
yeah,
It was on there too.
yeah.
I was working late that day, and they, Mark knocked on my window, and
Yeah.
about 6 others, after you left, there was some more
And
came
then
in.
also, I wanna add
Well,
this
that's-
too.
that's part of the
April
police
does
jury.
But April has a special page just for that. She does permits and planning commission. She would have to be the one to update that. I do, you know, what,
Could I say something about it? I think some of the first places that people would normally look would be Avoyelles Parish, Police Jury website. So not everybody would be Facebook, so if what's on Facebook could be also included on the website, I think it can cover a larger audience.
I'm pretty sure April just email,
Yeah, she can
Computers
email.
911, and then they can put like a banner across there on the website.
Well, it should be on both.
yeah.
But I'd be willing to bet you Facebook more attended than our webpage.
Well,
I'm
the
just saying.
webpage is supposed to have, like, the complaints, people that wanna make a complaint for litter or anything like that. So we probably need to do a better job on our website.
I just don't know. I'm on it now and I'm trying to figure out what's old since 2020.
Look at meeting notes.
Meeting notes?
Minutes?
Minutes.
Yeah. Well, that takes a while to get on there,
But I
imagine.
sent that, so what is,
Does the jury pay Computer 911 by the month to do
It
that?
is kinda behind.
and there's nothing I mean, okay, so let me go to it now.
Who does this?
24 has got to
Computers
be on there.
911.
24 is on there. It's not showing up on my phone, but I send it to them every month. And if yeah, it's here. It's all,
Yeah. It's
We see you scrunching your face.
yeah, it went from 21 to 24 to 23. So here's the problem. If there's another recommendation, anybody has to maybe reach out to someone else to start a new website. I can't seem to stay aligned with them.
Maybe they should come to one of the, I think they should come to the meeting and explain.
Because I know I have everything that can back up, yes, these items have been sent, I keep that in a folder. But I can send it, if they're not updating what they need to update, then it does no good.
So maybe having them come to the Tuesday meeting and give an update on the website would be a good idea.
Yeah, 'cause it comes back to what you own.
Right.
But we pay them for that?
Well,
It's a
who's the
maintenance
guy?
contract, a monthly maintenance contract of $1,800 a month. And that's in like website, that's computers,
everything.
that's email, that's DNS,
That's
there's a lot of
Microsoft.
technology components with that
Yeah.
makes up that $1,800 a month.
But I mean, you know, would be an
Yeah.
I'd be interested in knowing.
Yeah, and you know that a website that you see is published, it takes someone and sometimes people
To
to
manage
keep
that.
that up and manage it. I mean, yes, you're right, it can be done, it just takes
And that's the
resources.
problem with our Facebook page.
Yeah.
I mean, I have so many things going on, but I do my best to keep that part of it updated, because I know people are more likely to go to Facebook as they do for everything else.
Well, you know what we can do? I'll make a recommendation that we put Mr. Mark Burrell over the website and Facebook, and we give him a cell phone. Can I make that motion?
It's gonna end up in
Oh,
the
come
fight.
on, man. I mean, hey, you gotta change with the times.
He's
man.
not
Come
changing.
on.
The
I
technology,
do
man.
my FaceTime face-to-face with someone. So I'm about to do it.
We can sure get you that
All
cell
right,
phone now.
there's no other business,
Can you, is there an update on the health hub in Simsport?
Yes, took a list yesterday. They were sent the plans to the fire marshal office.
Cool.
They sent them back. They had to change something on there. And after they sent it back to the fire marshal office. I haven't heard no update on that, that was yesterday's update.
Nothing from Dr. Lord,
No, we didn't meet with her,
No,
so we're not paying nothing.
nothing.
That's good.
She was at that meeting in Pineville too. The doctor that talked to Hope
Mhm.
place.
Dr. Lord.
That's it, yeah, she was at that meeting. I thought that was a good thing, she brought up some really good points about tires that nobody ever thought of.
but we can get her. I was kinda waiting to see how, if it got, the fire marshal
Well,
got approved, then bring her
If
in.
it's not approved, I don't see how
Yeah.
they can open to the public.
Let's wait for the fire marshal
Well, it's
to
not
over there.
open.
What are those?
Huh?
It's not open.
That's the.
Can't, yeah, it can't be open.
No,
No,
I mean, they can't open that until they do that.
we
but
told them they couldn't go in that building.
Then
until
once they open
fire
it,
marshal clears
then we need to bring her and make sure that we're not paying for it. That's
But
what
did
I
the
want.
jury vote on moving that location?
nope,
Wasn't it supposed to be at the nursing home?
that's what we
We voted to
for.
change and move it though,
That's
Oh,
what
we did vote to change
Mm-hmm.
the movie, the old jury or this jury?
this
This
jury.
jury.
Oh, okay.
I don't remember that. We voted after it was moved.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
after the fact.
That's what I.
That's what
I
they,
didn't
that's what they
remember.
kept, that's what they kept telling me. I said, I guarantee we didn't vote for that. Oh, yeah, after the fact, after it was all done.
Okay, Mark, can you go home?
Huh?
You wanna go home now?
Sure.
I
All
want
right.
camouflage.
We done.
No, with the new sit. I don't want to be.
It's not being here or anything.
Oh, the road district, yeah.